Plus, Orange police, they're searching for a suspect after an armed robbery at a local gas station, what we know so far.
Plus, a new Texas law cracks down on child predators. How Audrey's law changes the rules, especially here in Jefferson County.
And it's a new chapter for Evadale ISD. 12 News reporter Derek Jones, he's live in studio with a breakdown of the construction progress 1 year after voters approved a $24 million bond. 12 News Daybreak starts now.
Good morning, Southeast Texas. Thanks for waking up with Daybreak here on 12 News Plus. I'm Tia Johnson.
And I'm Mark Armstrong. It's 7:01, so let's go ahead and get a first look at your weather with meteorologist Jeff Gerber. And here's a live look outside from our Roofing 911 live sky cam network above Beaumont, above the 12 News studio. We've got Jeff Gerber standing by now to tell us about how it's looking out there today. Any chance of rain out there today, Jeff?
Very small chance. We'll go 20%. We've seen a couple of showers up towards north end of Tyler County, but that's been about it for this morning. And like I said, about 20% chance of a few isolated showers through the afternoon. Starting off in the lower 70s for a lot of locations here in Southeast Texas. 72 right now in Jasper, 72 in Kirbyville, 73 in Orange, and then 74 in Beaumont. Everywhere else it's 74, Port Arthur, Silsbee, and Woodville. As we look outside, you can just see we just have a few clouds here and there. Dry conditions for the majority of Southeast Texas for this morning. And as we get into the afternoon, we'll reach a high of about 90, 91. And during the afternoon, we'll put in about a 20% coverage and maybe a couple isolated showers. Won't see a whole lot today. Most folks won't see any rain. We'll see a little bit of a northwesterly wind between about 3 and 8 miles per hour. So kind of hot and humid again for today. Looks like the next few days rain chances stay out of the forecast, but return by Sunday. We'll look at that in our 7-day forecast.
All right, thank you, Jeff. New this morning, Orange police are searching for a suspect after an armed robbery at the Smart gas station on Strickland Drive. Investigators say around 10 last night, a masked man went inside with a weapon, demanded money, and then ran off. No one was hurt, but police are still working to track him down this morning. If you know any information, contact Orange Police Department.
And switching gears, DPS is investigating a crash involving an Orange County deputy. According to crews at the scene, a Dodge pickup and a patrol car collided on Briarcliff Road. That's just north of Vider. Sheriff Bobby Smith, he tells us that the deputy was taken to the hospital, but they're expected to be okay. Now, we've also reached out to DPS to learn what led up to this crash and the condition of that other driver.
In other news, a new law will help protect Texas children. Audrey's law is named after 11-year-old Audrey Cunningham. She was killed last year by a man who'd been staying on her family's property near Livingston. The family had no idea Don McDougal had a conviction for child sex crimes back in 2007. A plea deal meant he didn't have to register as a sex offender. 12 News reporter Cameron Burchett explains what's changed now.
Not only asking, I'm begging that we close this loophole, that we make sure that my granddaughter's death is not in vain.
The bill is named after 11-year-old Audrey Cunningham, who went missing last year. Her body was later found in the Trinity River. Family acquaintance Don McDougal, now serving a life sentence for her murder, had avoided the sex offender registry after committing a sex crime against a child.
Can't go back and change what happened to 11-year-old Audrey Cunningham, but we can make it better for others to come along, and hopefully there will not be any more 11-year-old Audrey Cunninghams.
The new law adds child grooming to the list of registry-required crimes.
And that now is a mandatory registration offense. And also, it also requires now that you can't be plea bargained out.
Britt Featherston with the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office says the new law helped fill a loophole.
And prevents that one person from slipping through the cracks and reoffending again when we should have known where he lived. We should have had law enforcement eyes on him, and we should have been protecting the community.
According to Featherston, Jefferson County has prosecuted 3,400 offenders since 1991, and there's public information that you can access right at your fingertips.
Just Google it. Yeah, DPS sex offender registry is online. The public can be made aware of, and law enforcement is aware of, and so that protects the community.
And Featherston says Jefferson County handled 194 cases involving sex offenders in 2024.
A Groves family is without a home this morning. Crews, they were called to Earl Nordhagen's house on First Avenue late Sunday afternoon. And he tells us that fire started in the garage. Nordhagen was coming home from the store when he noticed smoke. He quickly got the 3 people who were inside safely out. He says that by the time the fire crew got there, their home was destroyed.
So we finally got everybody out, and everything was just wait for the fire department. And it was a lost cause.
Nordhagen says that they lost all of their belongings, including their clothes. The family is working on setting up a GoFundMe. We'll keep you updated once it's created.
We're learning more about what the new owners of the Gilbert building have planned. The City Council approved economic incentives for them. They include a tax abatement, waivers on building fees, and an expedited permit review process. This will come out of the city's Neighborhood Empowerment Zone program. Businessmen Chris Richardson and Rob Fuselier purchased the property from Tom Flanagan last month. Leanne Fuselier says the first floor would be retail space with the possibility for a flower or coffee shop and a wine bar. The top floors will be used as offices. She says these tax incentives are vital for a project of this size.
We're talking about investing a very significant amount of money that will basically cause the tax price on the building to go up. And so especially while the building's in construction, it would make it more difficult for it to be a feasible project to move forward if every dollar we invest in it makes our taxes go up.
They plan to spend between $4 and $6 million on the renovation. Mayor Roy West says the Gilbert building is central to downtown revival.
It's part of our architecture that people have wanted to save this building, so we felt like they were responding to the desires of the public, and we wanted to assist them.
Construction is expected to take between 12 and 18 months.
Well, a citywide project in Beaumont to honor the victims of the Hill Country flooding, it's getting some new life. Ella Cahill, Aiden Hartfield, and Joyce Baden and Mary Grace Baker, they were killed in the July 4th flash floods. You'll remember in their honor, bows were placed around the city after the tragedy. Well, now those bows are being repurposed. People can drop off their bows in bins at Rogers Parks, and they're going to be used for a new memorial. 12 News reporter Spencer Plato, she spoke to the event organizer to learn more about this project.
It was just such a tragedy.
Sandra True knew she wanted to help after the devastating Hill Country flood.
The way everybody started putting bows up and everybody was contributing to that, I was like, everybody should be. That's the way you remember. You remember the kids and you remember all the children that were lost.
The July 4th flood took the lives of 4 Beaumont natives: Ella Cahill, Aiden Hartfield, Joyce Baden, and Mary Grace Baker. The Beaumont community rallied around the families by putting out bows.
And anytime people come together, especially during a tragedy, it galvanizes the community and helps support the tragedy and helps support the families that lost loved ones.
Now, the city of Beaumont and the victims' families are asking for the community to drop off their bows in bins placed in Rogers Park.
I want to give the community opportunity to take the bows down and bring them to utilize in a very, very special memorial that will hopefully take place within the Rogers Park and Miller Library area.
Collection coordinator Jeff Wheeler says the goal is to collect all of the bows that were used to honor the victims. He says it'll be used for an art installation that he's still planning with the families and the artists.
The most important piece was this phase 1 opportunity to collect the bows. Once the 2 weeks is up, we're going to store the bows and then go through the whole planning and implementation phase.
True says the ribbons are important for the city and going to a good cause.
I'm going to contribute my bow, and along with all the rest of the beautiful bows or whatever ribbons or everything they're going to bring together. And I will be excited when the memorial's made and we can all visit that.
And those bins are going to be at Rogers Park at the Dowlin entrance until September 16th.
It is 7:09 right now. Attorney General Ken Paxton is encouraging Texas school districts to set aside time for prayer and read the Bible. His push comes a day after Senate Bill 11 took effect. It allows school boards to vote on policies for voluntary religious observance in classrooms. If approved, students need parental consent to participate.
Well, this morning we're checking in on construction at Evadale ISD, the district's elementary, middle, and high schools. They are all getting major revamps.
12 News reporter Derek Jones is in studio with those developments. Hey, Derek.
Hey, Mark and Tia. In just 2 months, children at Evadale Junior High will walk into a brand new and safer school. In 2024, multiple Evadale classrooms at the high school were damaged due to flooding. Right now, the district's elementary, middle, and high schools are under a lot of construction. It's all thanks to a $24 million bond passed by voters a year ago. Teachers and administrators are excited about the changes that are coming to the district, hoping the new facilities will help boost student achievement and morale. Evadale Superintendent Kevin Shipley saying that it is worth the wait.
Everybody has been inconvenienced, let's say that, including me. The teachers seem to enjoy it, and I think everybody's excited about the end product and willing to put up with a little inconvenience up front to get to that point.
Construction at the junior high is expected to wrap up around Thanksgiving. Construction will continue at the high school and elementary school until December of 2026. As always, you can find more information about the story on our website, 12newsnow.com. In studio, Derek Jones, 12 News.
Thank you, Derek. And speaking of school, don't forget to send in your nominations for our Golden Apple Award. This can be a teacher or anyone in the field of education. Just head to 12newsnow.com/goldenapple.
And if you have federal student loans, you better listen up. There's some big changes you need to know about. We're going to break down what's changing coming up next.
And it looks like a nice start out there this morning. Temperatures into the lower 70s. Highs today back into the 90s. Rain chances don't look very good today or through Saturday, but after that, they jump back up. We'll have your forecast coming up.
We begin with breaking news in Port Neches.
Firefighters continue attacking the flames from the air.
We're working to learn more about a police chase.
We'll give you a live look at the scene tonight. Our crew there.
A chase in Port Neches turned into a standoff.
So we're working to get you more information.
We're going to keep you updated on air and online as we learn more.
Stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
I wouldn't say that I was like a partier, but I would say that I was a social butterfly. So we would just always drink. That night, I went through a red light and I T-boned another vehicle. And I just remember thinking like, oh no. Right after the DWI, I lost my license and I did 30 days in jail. I could have killed him because I decided to be reckless. I have a ton of regrets. I'm Katie. 5 years ago, I got a DWI and I'm still paying for it every day.
As tropical activity picks up in the Gulf, 12 News is your hurricane headquarters. Get prepared before a storm hits. Watch the 12 News Hurricane Special, streaming on 12 News Plus. From the must-haves in your supply kit to the evacuation routes you'll need to take, plus safety tips and how you can protect yourself from storm scammers. The 12 News Hurricane Special, keeping you prepared. Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, don't mess with Texas, means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all us Texans, don't mess with Texas means don't litter.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn here with one of the most important hurricane tips, having an evacuation plan. First, gather food, water, and medicine before storing it in an emergency kit. Plan well in advance where you're going, how you'll get there, and if you'll need to transport any pets, small children, or the elderly. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
Welcome back. If you have federal student loans, there are some big changes that you need to know about. Interest has started up again for millions of borrowers, and for many, the first step is just figuring out where your loans stand. Consumer Reports breaks down what to do and how to stay on track. Here's Brian Mays.
Almost 8 million Americans are enrolled in the SAVE repayment plan. Interest on those loans has started again, ending a year-long pause. Monthly payments, though, are still on hold for now.
What this means is that a lot of people are going to see their loan balances grow again. And if you're already struggling with repaying your student loans, that's just going to make things harder in the future.
The Student Borrower Protection Center estimates the new interest charges will cost a typical borrower $300 per month or $3,500 a year. The Department of Education says that once the pause on payments ends, borrowers will be responsible for monthly payments that include both the principal and any accrued interest. The department is urging those enrolled in the SAVE plan to quickly transition to an alternative income-based repayment plan to avoid missing out on important loan benefits.
There's a lot of concern about affordability.
Carolina Rodriguez is the director of a program that helps people with student loans manage their debt. She says many haven't updated their income or repayment plan, and that can lead to higher monthly payments.
The best strategy is to figure out what is your current situation and ability to repay and explore the repayment plan options.
Consumer Reports says start by logging in to studentaid.gov, the federal student loan portal. That's where you can check your loan balance, interest rate, repayment plan, and find out who's managing your loans. Once you've done that, log into your loan servicer's website. That's where you can update your income, change your plan, or apply for a more affordable option. If you need more help, nonprofit organizations and state programs like Student Loan Help Centers can guide you through the process at no cost.
Outside this morning, not much in the way of any cloud cover. We have mostly clear skies. Here's the view up in Jasper on our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. This camera brought to you by Parvalis. As we're seeing the sun come up on this Wednesday morning. Temperatures right now in the lower 70s up in Jasper at 72. Also Kirbyville's at about 72, 73 in Beaumont and Orange. And then Port Arthur, Silsbee, and Woodville currently showing temperatures right around 74. We have a weak front across northeast Texas. Out ahead of it, we've been seeing a few showers out there for this morning. We had one lone shower come into Tyler County. It's already died down. There's nothing left of that. And then we have a couple more showers more up back towards, say, Tyler over towards Shreveport. They've had some pretty heavy rain for this morning. Here's current radar, and there's nothing going on. This little light blue you see around Jefferson County here, that's just some false returns around the radar. But you can see up towards Bunkie now, up towards central Louisiana. They're getting a little bit of a thunderstorm. Of course, that's going to stay well off towards our north and east. Our futurecast doesn't show much for this morning and even into this afternoon, not showing a whole lot except for maybe an isolated shower. So we'll go 20%. We'll keep that in the forecast for today as temperatures reach the lower 90s. And then as we get into this evening, things should quiet down. We'll drop through the 80s and then eventually the 70s going into tomorrow morning. I think we might even see a few 60s up towards the lakes area as we head into your Thursday morning. Out in the Atlantic, still watching that area of disturbed weather that's way out there into the parts of the eastern Atlantic. Not much going on besides that, pretty quiet. And that's one disturbed area of weather. They're thinking about a 70% chance of some development there. All indications right now indicate that it's not going to work its way into the Gulf and should stay away from the East Coast. We'll watch it, but that's what it looks like right now. Forecast calling for partly cloudy skies, a small chance of rain today with a northwesterly wind at 3 to 8, and we'll be there in the lower 90s as we head towards tonight, back down into the lower 70s, maybe some upper 60s towards the lakes, mostly clear, light and variable winds. As we check our 7-day forecast, shows rain chances out of the forecast Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We don't really see anything there as we head towards looks like Sunday and Monday, a 50% chance for some showers, and on Tuesday, 30% chance for some rain. Temperatures going to be in the lower 90s. Next week, though, with the clouds and the rain, we'll see temperatures only in the upper 80s for Sunday, Monday, and then again on Tuesday.
Not so bad. Not so bad. It's not nearing the hundreds, saying the low 90s. I mean, southeast Texas, what more can you ask for?
Take what you can get.
Yes, exactly. Silver linings all around.
That's right.
Thank you, Jeff.
You bet.
And just a reminder, you can download our app at any time to get the latest on the weather. You can check the radar by going to the radar tab in the app. All right, time's now 7:19. Time for your trending news. Naomi Osaka isn't just winning on the court. She's also winning the naming game with her sparkling Labubus.
Everyone's talking about these now.
Yeah, I don't have one yet.
These blinged out fuzzy creatures each have their own tennis-inspired name, and honestly, they're too good. There's Billie Jean Bling, a nod to tennis legend Billie Jean King, but with extra sparkle, of course. Then meet Arthur Flash, named after the great Arthur Ashe, and La Billy Boo, a cute twist on Billie Jean King with red glasses. Most recently, she introduced Althea Glither Sun, honoring trailblazer Althea Gibson, and yes, it's just as shiny as it sounds. Naomi's little bedazzled squad is basically the ultimate tennis fan club, and guess what? We're here for it. It is cute.
I'm just glad you were able to say all those names.
Right, and I did pretty good, huh?
You did pretty good. All right, speaking of names, when Peanut the cat goes on an adventure, he really commits. This fearless feline from England somehow traveled over 30 miles, yes, 30 miles, to visit a pub called the Vat and Fiddle in Nottingham. That's where Robin Hood's from. Peanut, he made quite the impression, chilling, with the regulars earning the nickname Screech for his unique meow and basically becoming the unofficial bartender. When staff couldn't find his owners through a social media post, a vet scan saved the day with a microchip information. Turns out Peanut spent his entire month missing living his best life.
Peanut was on tour.
Yes, he was.
Going from pub to pub.
He had it figured out.
Okay, picture this. You're newly married, vibing on the dance floor, and suddenly, boom, a total wedding crasher swipes a box full of tens of thousands in gifts and cash, and that happened to George and Nadine in Glendale. This guy, not shy at all, he even hit up the bar before making his sneaky escape. Now the couple's offering a $5,000 reward to catch Mr. Smooth Criminal, but honestly, they're keeping it positive, saying if it rains on your wedding day, it means good luck is coming. And no one's paying attention to stuff like that during a wedding.
Absolutely not. You wait until the champagne starts to flow. I wouldn't have even run. I was expecting a bit of an Ocean's 11 there set up, a great heist, but he scampered off like a thief.
I'm wondering where the wedding was, because was he at a hotel and just how did he know?
I bet they cased this stuff out. I bet this is not the first time he's done that at a wedding.
Wow. All right, let's take a live look outside now from our Roofing 911 Skycam network. Your time is 7:21. Jeff Gerber will be back with your forecast.
This is a tornado on the ground.
And the roads are slippery.
We have a tropical storm warning.
Look at this water.
Street flooding in Boma.
It is going to get extremely cold.
The metal building blew away from a business.
Staying safe behind the wheel is imperative.
Find a safe spot, move to an interior room.
Just make sure you're staying safe.
On Weather Impact Alert Days, stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
The STEM fields are providing opportunity to be part of the developments that will shape the future, and the Army National Guard is at the forefront of the movement. Soldiers can serve part-time and choose from dozens of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics jobs, working with cutting-edge technology and innovations. And the skills and experience they receive can open doors for them to civilian careers in the STEM world. Join a team that is taking the lead in STEM by talking to a local recruiter or by going to nationalguard.com/careers.
409 Sports. To us, it's about so much more than a highlight, wins or losses.
It's the heart that makes up the game, the triumph of the human spirit.
It's agony and victory, diehards and day ones. It can divide or unify a community.
We give you the stats, but then we inspire you with the stories. The unpredictable, unforgettable, and incomparable.
We bring it to you all because sports lives in the 409.
No matter where we start, every mile brings us closer. And as Texans, we take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. Drive like a Texan. Kind, courteous, and safe.
I'm meteorologist Kerry Cooper here with another hurricane tip. Stay connected.
Sign up for free emergency alerts from your local county and plan on to monitor the latest local weather and news at 12newsnow.com. Being aware of any new information will be invaluable. And finally, know the types of alerts you may receive. A watch means be prepared, while a warning means act. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
All new this morning, police are investigating after someone rammed a car into a Groves game room and left it there. It happened in the 5100 block of Twin City Highway at West End Plaza. Officers say when they arrived, no one was inside the vehicle. By the time our crew arrived there, the car was already removed from the building. Authorities have not yet released any details, but of course we'll keep you updated.
All right, switching gears now, Google, they're going to be able to keep Chrome and Android thanks to a judge's order, but Google must share data with its rivals in order to open up competition in online searches. Now, this follows an antitrust trial from 2023, and Tuesday, a judge set some new rules for the company. Google can no longer make deals with companies to ensure that its search engine remains the default choice in browsers and on smartphones. The company pays Apple billions of dollars every year to be the default search engine on iPhones. The judge also ruled that Google will have to share certain search data with its rivals. Google plans to appeal.
At the bus stop this morning, just warm and dry. Temperatures generally into the lower 70s if you're heading out right now. Very warm at Recess, 87, and a couple isolated showers as you make your way home with temperatures into the lower 90s. Coastal marine forecast for today. North wind this morning, changing southwest this afternoon, or about 5 knots, seas about a foot. Looks like a pretty good day for the boat, mostly smooth on the inland lakes and bays. Only one high tide, that was way earlier this morning at 3:29. Our sunset is at 7:36. We've already passed our sunrise at 6:55. Water temperatures in the Gulf in the upper 80s right now. We're seeing northwesterly winds along the coast at 5 with gusts to 6.
All right, still ahead here on Daybreak, a gas station in Orange becomes the scene of an armed robbery, what we know so far.
Plus, a new Texas law cracks down on child predators. 12 News reporter Derek Jones explains how Audrey's law changes the rules.
All right, your time's now 7:26. You're looking at a live look outside this morning on our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. We were looking at Lake Charles and just switched it over to Jasper. Very pretty sunrise right there. We're going to have more news and weather in just a few minutes here on 12 News Plus. Good morning, Southeast Texas. Thanks for joining us here on Daybreak on 12 News Plus. I'm Mark Armstrong.
And I'm Tia Johnson. It's now 7:30. Let's take a look at your top stories this morning. A judge has sentenced a Beaumont man to 12 years in prison for sex crimes against a child. Andrew Jackson was indicted on multiple charges in 2023. The victim was 12 when the abuse started, according to prosecutors. Last December, Jackson accepted a plea deal in every charge, but one count of sexual assault of a child was dropped.
Officials say the massive tire fire in Tyler County is now at least 80% contained. U.S. Fire Pump Emergency Response, that's the private firefighting company based in Louisiana, they've taken over operations at this tire fire. The Woodville Volunteer Fire Department, they're on standby in case they need backup.
The beach advisory for McFadden National Wildlife Refuge Beach number 4 has been lifted. The warning was issued on August 26th after water samples showed unsafe levels of bacteria. That's according to the EPA. New testing now shows the water is safe. Lamar University will continue monitoring the water and issue updates as needed.
All right, let's switch gears now and take a live look outside from our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. Back to the skies of Jasper here, and we've got Jeff Gerber standing by with our forecast today for Southeast Texas. Can we expect much rain today, Jeff?
Not much, just a 20% coverage of a couple isolated showers. That's going to be about it for this afternoon. Nice start out there with lower 70s this morning, down to 72 in Jasper, and then 72 in Kirbyville, 73 in Orange and Beaumont, 74 Silsbee, Port Arthur's at 74, and then Woodville now is back up to about 75 after starting this morning around 73 to 74. Outside, we have just a few clouds. That's about it. Here's the view down in Port Arthur on our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. This camera brought to you by Market Basket as we look at mostly clear skies out there for this morning and those cooler temperatures. So looking nice to start off on this Wednesday. Here is your day planner. We'll be in the 80s through the morning, just up to the upper 80s by lunchtime, and then we'll touch 90 for a couple hours this afternoon, about 91 maybe for a high. And there's that 20% chance of rain. That's mainly going to be during the heat of the afternoon. So I don't know if I'd even take an umbrella. They're going to be very isolated showers out there for today. As we look at radar right now, most of the activity has been well to our north. A few spotty showers up towards northern Louisiana and northeast Texas. More in your forecast. Looks like good chances for rain come early next week or late this weekend. We'll have that coming up in weather.
All right, thank you, Jeff. And new this morning, Orange police, they're searching for a suspect after an armed robbery at the Smart gas station on Strickland Drive. Investigators say that around 10 last night, a masked man went inside with a weapon, demanded money, and then ran away. No one was hurt. Police are still working to track him down this morning, so if you know any information, contact the Orange Police Department.
Meanwhile, DPS is investigating a crash involving an Orange County deputy. According to crews at the scene, a Dodge pickup and a patrol car collided on Briarcliff Road. That's north of Viter. Sheriff Bobby Smith tells us the deputy was taken to the hospital but is expected to be okay. We've reached out to DPS to learn what led up to this crash. It's 7:33. A law that closes a loophole for people convicted of child sex crimes also went into effect on Monday. Audrey's Law was named after 11-year-old Audrey Cunningham.
Yeah, she was murdered last year near Livingston by a convicted child abuser. And 12 News reporter Derek Jones, he's live in the studio to explain this new law. Derek?
Mark and Tia, Don McDougal had committed a sex crime against a child back in 2007, but no one knew about it thanks to a plea deal. He didn't have to register as a sex offender. McDougal is now serving a life sentence for her murder. The new law adds child grooming to the list of registry-required crimes. Britt Featherston with the Jefferson County District Attorney's Office says the new law will help protect children.
And that's what this new law does. It actually fills in that gap and prevents that one person from slipping through the cracks and reoffending again when we should have known where he lived. We should have had law enforcement eyes on him, and we should have been protecting the community.
Featherston says suspects facing child grooming charges can no longer receive a plea bargain to not register as a sex offender. According to Featherston, Jefferson County has prosecuted 3,400 offenders since 1991. In studio, Derek Jones, 12 News.
All right, Derek, now to Houston, where in a matter of hours, the man accused of shooting and killing an 11-year-old boy is due in court. 42-year-old Gonzalo Leon Jr. was arrested and charged with the murder of 11-year-old Julian Guzman. The lead detective telling our sister station in Houston that the suspect was allegedly watching and waiting for Guzman and his cousin while they were playing Ding Dong Ditch. Now, Leon is due in court at 9 a.m. All right, and now a memorial is growing for Julian Guzman, along with the street where he was shot. Friends and family have been leaving messages on a blue cross in his honor.
Tuesday, the Beaumont City Council narrowly agreed to spend nearly $100,000 to hire a consulting firm to help educate voters about the $264 million bond that'll be on the November ballot. The vote came after a lengthy discussion. Council members who opposed hiring Corey Crenshaw, Joey Hilliard, and Mike Williams questioned why city staff, including department heads, could not handle the process themselves. The 4-3 vote awarded the $98,000 contract to Austin-based Gap Strategies. That's the same company already hired by the city to guide the bond process. A year after Evadale, voters said yes to a $24 million school bond. Students will soon reap the rewards. Construction is moving quickly on their elementary, middle, and high school campuses. The middle school should be finished this November.
Yeah, 12 News reporter Daniela Tabata-Palau. She spoke to the superintendent to see what that means for students and teachers.
Just 2 months, children at Evadale Junior High will be walking into a new and safer school, all thanks to a $24 million bond that passed by voters. And although it's a construction site right now, administrators are more than excited to move in.
And over on the right, these guys over here make a lot of noise, finishing up the junior high reconstruction, repurposing it, and trying to get it ready.
Evadale ISD is currently experiencing lots of construction, and everyone can hear it.
Everybody has been inconvenienced, let's say that, including me. The teachers seem to enjoy it, and I think everybody's excited about the end product and willing to put up with a little inconvenience up front to get to that point.
Especially high school history teacher Dustin Smith, who is proud that his students did exceptional on the STAR test the past 2 years.
This is an investment worthwhile, that these kids really deserve a place, brand new building where they can go and learn.
Smith believes this new construction will motivate students to keep up those STAR test scores and their B rating.
I want everyone to master the test, and so we're working towards that goal, and this is going to enhance that.
Opinion Superintendent Shipley also shares.
If you look at research, building a new building and making newer facilities helps your academics, and we've done a very good job with academics.
Everyone overall is waiting for the big day when construction is over and the school bell rings.
We're looking forward to what's going to happen in the future, and there's no telling where we're going to go here at Evadale.
In just 2 months, Evadale Junior High School students will be able to enjoy the spoils of a new campus, but elementary and high school students aren't far behind, as their construction is on target and proposed to be done by December of 2026. In Evadale, Danielle Tabata-Palau, 12 News.
State Representative Christian Manuel says he's running for re-election. He made the announcement Tuesday on Facebook, telling supporters he intends to keep delivering for District 22. Port Arthur Democrat made national news last month when he joined colleagues and broke quorum to fight redistricting. Voters first elected him in 2022. Now, the Texas House has advanced a bill that would punish lawmakers who break quorum.
Yeah, the House Bill 18, it would ban absent members from using political funds for travel or expenses and limit campaign donations during a quorum break. Violators, they could face fines of up to $5,000 per contribution.
By passing HB 18, the legislature ensures that members cannot financially benefit from quorum-breaking absences and helps to protect the integrity of our legislative process.
The bill stems from House Democrats walking out last special session to block a congressional redistricting vote. Republicans say Democrats got donations to support their 2-week absence, including from a group led to or tied to former Congressman Beto O'Rourke. Democrats, they argue that breaking quorum is legal. It's a legal constitutional tactic. House Republicans, they are pushing for new penalties for quorum breaks under House Resolution 128. The daily fine would jump from $500 to 3 times a lawmaker's per diem. So if approved, the rules would apply only to future walkouts. Meanwhile, survivors of Jeffrey Epstein's sexual abuse, they are in Washington today, speaking out amid bipartisan push for the release of the Epstein files.
This comes after a meeting with the House Oversight Committee yesterday released some 33,000 pages related to the Epstein investigation. But the vast majority of those documents were already public. ABC's Christiane Cordero has the latest from Washington.
This morning, a group of Jeffrey Epstein's sex trafficking survivors are set to share their first-hand accounts of abuse, many for the first time, as officials face relentless pressure to release all files related to the Epstein investigation. The group of women met with the House Oversight Committee for more than 2 hours yesterday. House Speaker Mike Johnson was among those who described the meeting as heartbreaking before releasing 33,000 pages of Epstein-related documents, the vast majority of which were already public. And now Johnson refuses to allow a House vote that would compel the Justice Department to release the full Epstein files.
It does not adequately protect the innocent victims, and that is a critical component.
Fellow Republican Representative Thomas Massey has filed a petition trying to force that vote to happen, accusing Johnson of caving to pressure from President Trump.
I think he thinks he can just make this go away by telling people there's nothing here. The problem is this is bigger than him, and he can't make it go away by saying there's nothing here.
Trump, after campaigning on the release of the Epstein files, has since downplayed its importance. He said last month he's in favor of full transparency.
I'm in support of keeping it totally open. I couldn't care less.
Democrats are calling on the administration to follow through.
Donald Trump has the power right now to release all of the Epstein files and documents. Right now. The DOJ is refusing to release the documents that have been subpoenaed.
Meanwhile, Beaumont police are investigating a major crash involving 7 vehicles. This included a semi-trailer, and this happened just a little before 5 a.m. Officers, they were called to the scene here just before 5 a.m. on Interstate 10 near Washington Boulevard.
All westbound lanes were shut down for several hours, but have since reopened. One person was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The cause of the crash is still under investigation.
All right, still ahead here on Daybreak, a new nail polish ban is shaking things up, sparking fresh debate over the safety of gel manicures. What we need to know.
Coming up, President Donald Trump is moving ahead with plans to send federal forces to Chicago. The latest details next.
And only a few showers out there for today. Looks like dry weather until we get towards maybe late this weekend. We'll have your 4-day or 7-day forecast coming up.
When industry news breaks, we're on the front lines, digging into the issue,
Lamar is working to protect Power City from hackers,
filtering out rumors, and giving you the facts, direct from inside sources.
ExxonMobil and lawyers for the United Steelworkers
Taking on the story from all sides.
The company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection last year.
Southeast Texas is a power city, and we're bringing the power to you. 12 News, putting Southeast Texas first.
As Texans, we have many reasons to be proud of the Lone Star State. Showing our pride by saying, don't mess with Texas, means we gotta step up, walk the walk. Do our part to keep Texas clean. Because after all these years, all these miles, all these traditions, for all us Texans, don't mess with Texas means don't litter.
It's hard to really come to terms with dementia. There are little things that you can't even begin to plan for that happen that you need the early diagnosis for. My mom has done so much for me. There's no way that I wouldn't do the same for her. It's so important to have the conversation with your doctor earlier because you just do not know what the future holds.
We begin with breaking news in Port Neches.
Firefighters continue attacking the flames from the air.
We're working to learn more about a police chase.
We'll give you a live look at the scene tonight. Our crew there.
A chase in Port Neches turned into a standoff.
So we're working to get you more information.
We're going to keep you updated on air and online as we learn more.
Stream extended coverage on 12 News Plus. Download on your TV and watch for free.
I'm meteorologist Kerry Cooper here with another hurricane tip, evacuating correctly. If local authorities advise you to evacuate, do so immediately and without delay. Bring your emergency kit and be sure to follow evacuation routes. Do not try to take shortcuts because they may be blocked. Also remember to eat and get enough sleep for you to deal with whatever stress that may come your way. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
New this morning, police are investigating after someone rammed a car into a Groves game room and left it there. It happened in the 5100 block of Twin City Highway at West End Plaza. Officers say when they arrived, no one was inside the vehicle, but by the time our crews arrived, the car was already removed. Authorities have not yet released any details. We will keep you updated.
Outside, we have mostly clear skies, or very clear as you look out towards Lake Charles, the port of Lake Charles there this morning on our Roofing 911 Live Skycam network. Pretty quiet conditions out there this morning. Don't have any rain in the immediate area and not expecting too much in the way of rain today, just about a 20% coverage. Temperatures right now from the lower to middle 70s, 72 in Kirbyville, then 73 Beaumont and Jasper. Go from Silsbee at 74, Orange at 74, Port Arthur's at 74 to Woodville, which is now about 75. Have pretty quiet weather across southeast Texas. There are a few showers to our north. They're associated with this weak front that's sitting, say, just north of Shreveport, all the way back down towards, the Austin area for this morning. A couple of showers northern Louisiana, northeast Texas. We're pretty quiet here. We don't have anything as far as any activity on the radar. There is quite a bit of rain, though, over towards central Louisiana. You can see right up 165, they have a little bit of thunderstorm over towards the Bunkie area in Louisiana. Our futurecast shows 70s and then jumping into the 80s as we head towards mid-morning. Close to 90 for lunchtime and then through the afternoon. Spotty showers at best. We'll go 20% coverage with highs in the lower 90s. This evening, 80s as we'll be looking at dry weather, and then overnight 70s with, once again, mostly clear skies. Should be dry as we head in towards your Thursday morning. Out in the tropics, only one thing that the Hurricane Center is looking at, and that's good news. Only one thing this time of year. Usually we have a couple that they're trying to decide what's going to happen. This one, they're going to give it about a 70% chance of developing over the next 7 days, and right now it doesn't look like it's going to be affecting the U.S. So we'll keep tracking it. That forecast might change a little bit, but at this point it looks like it's going to generally be out into the Atlantic and not really affecting any land mass as far as bringing them wind and rain. Our forecast for today calling for temperatures in the lower 90s, partly cloudy, 20% chance of rain, and then for tonight, mostly clear. Temperatures back down into the lower 70s, maybe some upper 60s towards the lakes. Our 70 forecast shows dry weather Thursday through Saturday. Then Sunday, we bring back about a 50% chance of rain and thunderstorms. Same deal for Monday, and then a little bit drier for Tuesday.
All right, thank you so much, Jeff. And the time right now is 7:47 across the nation. President Donald Trump is pushing forward with his plan to send federal forces to Chicago. This decision comes despite the opposition of city, county, and state leaders. John Lorink reports.
It's official.
Well, we're going in. I didn't say when. We're going in. When you lose, look, I have an obligation. This isn't a political thing. I have an obligation.
After days of speculation, the Trump administration confirms its plan to send armed military personnel to the Windy City.
Chicago is a hellhole right now.
Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker says the land of Lincoln will go to court to fight against the deployment.
The President of the United States likes to go on television and beg me to call and ask him for troops. I find this extraordinarily strange, as Chicago does not want troops on our streets.
At least 58 people were shot in Chicago this Labor Day weekend, according to the city's police department.
Here's the truth. Donald Trump is the last person in America who cares about families on the south and west side of Chicago.
The Chicago Mayor's Office of Violence Reduction says shootings, including fatalities, are on a downward trend thus far this year.
They believe it's acceptable to go from an unacceptable level of crime to an unacceptable level of crime and call that a win.
As for Chicago residents,
sending a National Guard, I believe that it will put us in a situation where the whole city of Chicago will be right back where we started.
And meanwhile, across the world, a new nail polish ban is stirring up debate over the safety of gel manicures. The European Union is banning beauty products with the chemical TPO starting next year. The substance causes gel polish to harden, and it gives nails the glossy shine when exposed to UV light. But the EU says that TPO could be potentially toxic to humans, and a study linked it to long-term fertility damage and skin irritation.
This ingredient, TPO,
has been found to have negative reproductive effects in animal studies. To my knowledge, there have not been controlled trials in humans, but due to the concern in animal studies, this is what inspired the caution.
TPO remains unregulated in our country. The American Academy of Dermatology recommends against getting gel manicures.
409 Sports, brought to you by Golden Triangle Emergency Center, Orange.
The 50th annual YMBL BISD Girls Volleyball Tournament is going down tomorrow and this Saturday, September 6th. It will be held at Westbrook and Beaumont United High Schools, with 20 teams from in and around the 409 hitting the court for 2 days of volleyball action. The matches will begin at 8:30 a.m. on Thursday and at 9 a.m. on Saturday. Admission is free to the public, and if you want more information along with the list of all the teams participating, you can head over to ymbl.org.
And the Lamar volleyball team, they put in the work last night. They swept Prairie View A&M 25-16, 25-18, and 25-21. LU sophomore Maya Malikowaski, she led the team with 13 kills. That's how you say scores in volleyball, to go along with her 8 digs. The Cardinals, they're going to head to New Orleans on Friday to take on the Tulane Green Wave at 6:30. And if you are looking to earn some extra cash, get back in shape and watch some basketball, then you can check out the Southeast Texas Basketball Officials Association. The Beaumont chapter started their free training session last night, but there is still time to sign up. The sessions are going to teach you how to be a basketball referee, and there is no money due for first-year officials outside of the standard state dues. And if you want more information or if you want to sign up, you can email Bob Thuman there at that email on your screen.
And it's week 2 of our 409 Sports Game of the Week. 2 more powerhouse programs in the spotlight as the Little Cypress Mauriceville Battling Bears head to Silsbee to take on the Tigers this Friday at 7:30 at Tiger Stadium. And you can't have the Game of the Week without the Band of the Week. Voting is live right now. Take your pick between the LCM Band or the Silsbee Band. Go to 12newsnow.com/band to submit your votes.
All right, when Daybreak returns here on 12 News Plus, we're going to have more news and weather in your morning rush hours.
As tropical activity picks up in the Gulf, 12 News is your hurricane headquarters. Get prepared before a storm hits. Watch the 12 News Hurricane Special, streaming on 12 News Plus. From the must-haves in your supply kit to the evacuation routes you'll need to take, plus safety tips and how you can protect yourself from storm scammers. The 12 News Hurricane Special, keeping you prepared. Sponsored by Entergy. We power life.
No matter where we start, every mile brings us closer. And as Texans, we take care of each other along the way. We lend a hand, slow down, and take our time. At the end of the day, we all want to get home safe. Drive like a Texan. Kind, courteous, and safe.
The impact killed my dad and brother instantly. A man, after drinking excessively with his coworkers, ran a stop sign, T-boned my parents' Honda, and destroyed our family. He could have just said, hey, I'm not okay. There's Lyft, there's Uber, there's taxis. There's so many other options. Every day, someone else can be taken away.
The STEM fields are providing opportunity to be part of the developments that will shape the future, and the Army National Guard is at the forefront of the movement. Soldiers can serve part-time and choose from dozens of science, technology, engineering, and mathematics jobs, working with cutting-edge technology and innovations. And the skills and experience they receive can open doors for them to civilian careers in the STEM world. Join a team that is taking the lead in STEM by talking to a local recruiter or by going to nationalguard.com/careers.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Patrick Vaughn, here with some hurricane tips for protecting yourself against flooding. Take shelter in a designated storm shelter or an interior room and stay away from glass windows of doors. And if flooding begins, move to higher ground immediately. Never walk, swim, or drive through floodwaters. Remember, turn around, don't drown. For more hurricane tips, go to 12newsnow.com/hurricane.
Sponsored by Entergy.
Welcome back to Daybreak. It's 7:55 right now, and it's time for your Wednesday morning rush out.
Here's everything you need to know as you start your day. A judge has sentenced a Beaumont man to 12 years in prison for sex crimes against a child. Andrew Jackson was indicted on multiple charges in 2023. The victim was 12 when the abuse started, according to prosecutors. Last December, Jackson accepted a plea deal, and every charge but one count of sexual assault of a child was dropped.
Officials say the massive tire fire in Tyler County is now at least 80% contained. U.S. Fire Pump Emergency Responses, a private firefighting company based in Louisiana, has taken over operations at the tire fire. The Woodville Fire Department, volunteer fire department, they're on standby in case they need backup. Also, Beaumont police, they're investigating a major crash involving 7 vehicles, including a semi-trailer that happened a little bit before 5 a.m. This happened on Interstate 10 near Washington Boulevard.
All westbound lanes were shut down for several hours, but have since reopened. One person was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
Hot with a few showers today. We'll go 20% for this afternoon, so not a big deal as far as the rain, and then we'll stay fairly dry through Saturday. Getting into Monday and Tuesday, we'll see a decent chance of some rain. Even Sunday brings us some showers and thunderstorms late in the afternoon.
And here's a reason to smile. Chuck, he is officially the world's oldest personal trainer. He has spent decades pushing people to be their best. He's about 85 years old. His clients say that he's tough, motivating, and full of experience that comes from a life well lived. He used to be a farm kid. He was a stuntman, a model, a photographer. Chuck's secret is just hard work, determination, and never letting age get in the way.
Great tips right there to stay active.
Yes.
That's what they say.
Move it or lose it.
Correct. That's it.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching today here on 12
We'll
News
be
Plus.
back at 11.
Have a great day.